Dr. Kite, 10 kilometers inside the border, I mean to say, with such ease and with such easy approach, the people could just walk in, you have a gunfight, and they go away. And there have been, there were reports that the whole conflict happened because a certain part of a sacred institution was being looted. There was an attempt to loot, and then the conflagration happened. So it just shows that it is so difficult not only to track them, but to for them to come 10 kilometers inside with guns. I mean to say, it's not a matter of joke.
Yes, Kartikeya, you are right when you talk about where the violence is happening in terms of the location. And as report has suggested, among the dead bodies found, I mean, there are, none of the dead bodies are from the village. And they are none of them from the villages. So, I think the question, as Major Sivas has put in, like when we talk about how do we understand, and initially in your opening remarks also, as you have put in, like the ongoing problem in Myanmar, how is that uh, may or may not be related to the ongoing
Dr.
violence in
Gite, the reason why I take up this issue is because I feel that there is enough policy wonks in early 80s and 90s. There was a obsession when it came to Pakistan. Very few people would talk about China, and then the things turned. It was, if you look at it, only at the time of COVID and Xi Jinping reasserting himself vis-a-vis China, vis-a-vis India, and all our bilaterals failing, then the Indian public, the policy wonks, started writing about China. If you just do the analysis of what was being published, today no one writes on Myanmar. I really find it surprising that I need to hunt for articles on Myanmar, Northeast, border, some sort of a takeaway from the publications there, even those publications which are from Hong Kong and Singapore. There is nothing about this region. It's like a black hole. But the fact is, it entirely affects our Northeast. What's happening there, and there is no news. It's just that this odd thing has happened. There are reports. They cannot be identified, but everyone knows that what's happening on the Myanmar border is started to have a bearing on our northeastern areas.
Yeah, agreed to you completely. I'm no expert in political analysis and maybe shall refrain from commenting on the political interventions taken or not taken from time to time with respect to Manipur and with respect to the national security at large. Yet, what certainly comes across without any ambiguity is the lack of political will in handling the grim situation in Manipur. And when I say political will, there are, many pertinent terms like the intent, the motivation, or the capacity of the government in terms of, and those terms are very difficult to assess objectively. Uh, and in terms of the national security threat, and then the kind of how ongoing conflict in Myanmar has also become an issue when it comes to NRC and when it comes to illegal immigrants or the poppy cultivation and those things. So even the question, I would say that what we should be deliberating or what we should be asking is how do we see the larger electoral politics in Manipur that may or may not inform the ongoing conflict, and also Manipur under the present regime or dispensation, how is it different from, and the continuity between the earlier dispensation like the Congress and the BJP in Manipur. And this problem, ethnic conflict and violence doesn't born in a day, in a night. We all see, as you said, that the history of that conflict has been boiling and it's been simmering. And the dispensation present or in the past, they all are aware about it. But as I say, without any ambiguity, there is no, I would say that there is no political will in addressing the ethnic conflict situation in Manipur. And this is what, it has erupted to this situation. And we see that strong devastation, death, and many kind of human suffering is happening even till this time. So the recent this violence, which is now, I mean, death of 13 bodies, which has been reported. But if you personally ask me, I don't see any connection with this ongoing violence. Because if you look into, yeah.
Okay, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah,
Complete.
what I'm saying, like if we look into the reports from the security forces, and then where they claim that none of the bodies are from the village and they have come from another place. And the local sources also claim that, they are the Métis terrorists belonging to the Chinese-backed People Liberation Army, and where they were attempting to attack the Zhou villages when they were intercepted on their way by rival armed groups who shot at them and seized their weapons. And further reports also says that the Métis terrorists who have died in the
Okay.
firefight were the newly recruited, indoctrinated Métis youths. So this kind of, indoctrinating and recruiting radicalized youth to join their outfits and participate in terrorist activities. And the state government and the Manipur police have maintained silence on this issue. Otherwise, Manipur police is quite active in tweeting on X, but they choose to keep silent on this issue.
Okay.
So it really.
Okay.